Welcome to Icewell. So, Icewell Keep is a zone of dwarfs, tiny things. So first things first, I'm just going to talk about the loot system here. So you have Royal Velium frosted items. They are more cool looking than they are useful. You generally on live you had a bunch of low levels that would come in and just try and get hooked up with it. So the sentries can drop the arms and the boots, which are the two weakest pieces. We're going to go in here, and I'm going to show you the basement eventually. So the sentries are the weakest. I think they're on average, level 45 or something like that. It would make sense that they con blue, yeah. Sentinels can drop the other pieces. I think there's 5 or 6 total pieces. The BP and the legs are watchers only, so the Sentinels can drop everything the sentries can, plus the other piece. So that's the Sentinels. Now back here are Watchers. Watchers are actually on Dane faction. You notice that they're conning dubiously to me. Watchers are the ones that drop the actual, that's where you're getting your BP and your legs, which are the rare pieces. Watchers are the top of the food chain here. Some other things we got going on. So the zone's basically sentries, sentinels, and watchers. You got some ones that are named, no big deal. Back there, actually, back here, this is actually part of where the 8th Ring War is. You spawn, is it Counselor Julia Lockhart, but you spawn her, I think that's her name. She's one of the 8 dwarfs to hunt down. This is Lore Master. He's just a cool guy. He chills in his room. Nothing much. What's going to be a value item initially is the counselors can all drop a pendant called Ornate Valium Pendant that's shortly removed. It has infinite charges of Alliance, which is, the level 8 enchanter spell that gives 100 faction points. So that is, that's going to be worth something, especially as it cycles out of the game. 100 faction's pretty good. So I'm not showing you the way to Dane, I'm just showing you a little bit around the zone. And then I'll go back from the start and I'll show you how to get to Dane and some other useful names. So this is the bridge that overlooks the zone. It looks like this would be a perfect kiting area, but these dwarfs are fully magic resistant, so you can't really kite here. So here's how you get to Dane. You go in, and I will point out this. This thing will actually lead up to Dane. He's up there. This is to the basement. That avalanche, that is going to be KOS, but Dane is just up here. You go to the second floor, you got some more dwarfs. It's your sentinels. You'll actually have some counselors back there. Dane's just up here. So you'll have some NPCs here. A counselor right there. They're green. They're weak, and they drop that great item. But they are social. So here's Dane, and you have the council that's in session. Julia Lockhair. When I say Julia Lockhart, it's been about 10 years. But anyways, here's Dane. He's dubiously. Everything here has guardsmen. These are all Dane factions. So if you're looking to get Tormax faction, you can kill these. Now Dane has two like major guards. He's got the Chamberlain, who drops the gown of the Chamberlain, which he's wearing right now, because otherwise he'd have a staff. And then there's Sensakal Aldakar, who's the other dwarf, who drops either the blade of the Sensakal or some shitty shield. Now Dane, he'll have his Golden Shackle, if he's got it. But yeah, Dane is, you get yelled at if you hail Dane until you're high enough. I'm looking where the fuck the other dude is. But yeah, he's got a guardsman. So he's a fun pool. I can explain the pool, but I want to point out some other stuff first. So you got Grand Huntsman Daryl over here. And over here you've got the other equivalent, which is the Royal Scribe. So these two are going to be farmed often. They are for the Coldane Skin Gloves and the Coldane Skin Boots, which are both very good caster items that are for Cal faction. So you just go in, you kill them, and you bring it to Cal. Now, I really predict that that's going to be a mostly cleric and mage camp or a cleric and necro camp. Because, I mean, pets just eat dwarfs up. They hit fast, they hit hard. You put a damage shield on a pet and you just heal it. And the epic pet will just destroy these. Yeah, Senchkal's not out to play. But anyways, Dane, you usually pull him. So there's two ways people used to do it. One way is you just here with Holgresh Elder Beads, and you aggro with them, and you just keep trying to split here. I think that's the dumb way. Smart way is you pull them all out front. And I'm going to actually test the pathing to see if it works like that here. But normally what happens is you drag them out here. When they path back, they would just keep running into this until they would port back. So if you catch ones that haven't port back yet, you get up, and when you solo here, your raid's going to be down here. And the reason you fight him down there is because Dane banishes you down there. So you want to be where he banishes you, otherwise you got to keep Call the Heroing. So, and you could just tag the NPC from here and you get all his guards, or you just single pull Dane if you can. His guards aren't linked with him, unlike some of the other mobs. Here, I'm gonna just show you how these. As you can see, dwarfs hit fast. Damage shield is the name of the game. So they all come here, and then they usually don't go all the way around. They just go through there and they warp. So, Dane was actually one of the harder mobs to pull in Velious. You would honestly just, a guild would go to kill him. You see how, real quick, a guild would go to kill him and they'd spend an hour on the pull. So this, they would just path into the walls back to their position, and you can really, just use that to your benefit to split. And say you get some solo that just sticks around a little bit longer, you just have somebody from the basement tag them, and they would run into the wall over there and warp down. And that's how people pull Dane. That is by far the hardest part of the Dane fight, is the pull. So I'm going to show you where Dane banishes you. And also, I got to keep it real enchanter style, so. So really not too much to the zone. You have your Royal Volume Frosted Gear. You have your two-sided side dudes over here, which, are for the Coldane skin. Chamberlain doesn't have good loot, but he does have loot, and same with Senchkal. Not good loot. Even Dane doesn't really have good loot. It's more just his head gives you a great belt. It's 100, HP mana, some stats, good resist, and its effect is Aura Battle, which is, 10 attack, 2 regen. Very good belt. Anyhow, the trick to the Dane fight is Dane will banish everybody down, or his target here, Justice of Frostreaver. And that's going to banish people here. And this is an area where you have a bunch of KOS NPCs that are all level around 50-ish. And as you can see, I mean, the Avalanche Golem's hitting for 194. Like, there's a lot of fucking stuff down here that can, ruin your day. And Dane will banish you here. So you clear out this area. I'll be moving to show you in a minute. You generally fight him right here. This is the perfect area to fight him. The thing is, there's just in case you get respawn. Shit. Just in case you get respawn, there's not really much here. There's guys around there, and you'll get banished over there, but you keep that area clear. So you just fight Dane here. And if you look up, that is the area where I'll get a better view of it once this spike paths back. But up there is that area I was saying where you pull them to the wall and you just tag from up there, and you use, the pathing into the castle to split. Hopefully that was enough time. We'll see. So yeah, that is just exactly where everything is. Nope, frostbite. Um, Actually, these frostbites, they make really good pets. One thing about, Velious is, yeah, mobs are a little bit higher level, but, the enchanter's not going to have to spend nearly as much time focused on CC. It's really just keeping a pet down. And you get one of those, and, you got a really good pet for Dane. So he banishes you down here. Now there's really only, I think, one name down here. There might be two that I'm forgetting. There's a named Kodiak, and his loot is not very good. I'm gonna go find him, but it is not very good loot. And we got Frosty Cubes. These, in my opinion, I think are the best pets. You got your Coldane Skeleton should be around here somewhere. There's one, and they see Invis, so it's for 140. That means it's level 50. That means it's a good pet. Now, since it's a skeleton, it's humanoid. That means it dual wields, if need be. AKA, you have a very strong enchanter pet for Dane. I'm not going to go down into there, because last thing I want to do is have a bunch of NPCs on me while I'm underwater. I just poured it out. But either way, you got, cubes down there, they can do stuff too. You got some good pet options for Dane. And, that Coldane Skeleton was crushing me. You can see that they can wield weapons. Yeah, that's it for Thurg. Thanks.